having an effect already. It will be Korea to start this compound women's team gold medal match. First up, Song Yun-soo. So good start from the Koreans. We do 2 rotations through the teams. Korea have had their first set of arrows, 1 per archer. We switch over to the first half of the Mexican starting lineup. Daphne Quintero starting things off with a 10.
And it's going to be interesting to see if the wind is going to play any factor in this match, because typically speaking, like historically speaking, it's been very windy in this venue. So we're back in this venue after a couple of years in a different one, in the financial district, but now we're next to the river again, and typically with that open river on the side, you'll get some winds to play a part in the matches. So
well, the weather's played a big factor here.
Yeah, not only in this match, but also the rest of the week we've seen wind in a stadium, which is always difficult because it's like twirling. And then also we've seen torrential rain, where people were quite literally soaked to the bone. So yeah, it's not been an easy week in terms of weather circumstance.
They'll be pretty happy with the conditions today, won't they?
Yeah, it's a nice 22 degrees Celsius, so I think most people would find that comfortable to shoot in.
But like you say, it's a bit blustery and it's very different on the shooting line compared to 50 metres down the range. So that one's just cut the line. So marked as a 9 for a measure. 56, perhaps 57. Mexico have 59 in their reach. And there's John shooting in the middle for the Mexicans.
A little bit of a reaction there with her shot. I think it was no surprise to her that was going to hit a bit left.
As you can see, and as Chef was saying, Mexicans just a single point ahead in this cumulative score competition. Korea, by virtue of trailing, will shoot first in the second.
9, 9.
And although Rio Wild has only been coaching in Korea for a little bit, you can already see a bit of influence there in terms of technique. Previously, the compound archers of Korea kind of looked like recurve archers just holding a compound bow, and I feel like there's a bit more like compound style going on with the position in the wrist and the position of the body. A little bit more of a lean, maybe not as much as Rio used to have a lean himself, but it's a different dynamic, to put it like that. And it seems like the shooting line is quite covered from the wind. There's a couple tents, a couple buildings around, and you can definitely see the flags wave around a bit, and that will have an effect on the arrow, but on the shooting line it seems like it's not too bad.
10, 10.
So we switch back to the second rotation of the Koreans with everything all square.
9、9、9、9。
Side dip under the middle, but then she tried to fix it and managed to still get a 9.
10、10环。
Mexicans mean business here, though, don't they?
Yeah, they're shooting shooting the lights out so far, but they have been shooting very high scores in the matches leading up to this
10、
as well. So I think they're here with one thing in mind, and that's the gold medal. I think what Rio brought to Korea is mostly knowledge about tuning and equipment, but also technique. And I think the short-term advantages that we're seeing right now, the short-term gains, are mostly equipment, because it's difficult to get short-term gains from technique changes.
Three-point deficit, though, for the Koreans at the halfway stage of this match.
10、10。
It really is nice to see the Korean archers shoot here again.
9、9。
Of course, they missed the first World Cup in Antalya, but that's because they were doing their trials still for the season.
Yeah, they still needed to figure out who was going here. I think maybe not here, I don't know actually, but at least their selections for the rest of the season. And yeah, I think the Korean selections are very tough, and they do it very extensively, so they know they're gonna have a good team on the line. Although it seems like whoever they pick from the top, I don't know, 30 archers that they have, it would be a good choice. So it's difficult.
9、9。
Their prevalence in recurve archery well known, but with the changes they've had in the season break, their compound team looking just as good as the recurve side of the Korean division. But Mexico here, they kind of knew it was coming, didn't they?
Yeah, they expected this, and yeah, they're just shooting really well. They're shooting a high score just for an elimination match, let alone a gold medal match in this, or yeah, a gold medal match in this team event. So if they can keep this up, they're currently just matching the scores of Korea, which is plenty to you know, get to the end of the match and walk away with the gold. So and that might be a very costly 8 there.
Yeah, be disappointed with that. Coordinate in venue, marked as a 9 right now. So it's a 170 or a 171 as we're showing. 175 available. We'll make that 174 now available to the Mexican team. Youngest member of the Mexican team there, Ana Hernandez John.
9、
And there's a little bit of a different style of shooting between the Korean team and the Mexican team. You can see that the Mexican team typically... Yeah, I guess that she can. She has done it before for interviews with other team members, so yeah, her level of English is good enough to do that.
The question now is, are the Koreans good enough to turn this 3-point deficit around in the final end? It's another situation where you're kind of looking for a mistake from the opponents, aren't you?
Yeah, you need to look for a mistake of the opponents, because on average they haven't missed 3 points per end. So I was gonna say you need a perfect end yourself, and then hope for the other team to miss a couple of arrows, or miss as in not shoot a 10. Yeah, 3 points getting into the last end of the match is a pretty rough place to be in. So something would have to happen for them to tie up this match or even win.
9、9、
2 nines. I think the Central American team will be thinking here of going for it. 3 arrows that could really ease the pressure.
It's nice to see the communication between the teammates, where you can see and hear that they're constantly talking her through the shot, telling her to stay strong, just focus on the middle. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do this team event, by continually communicating with your teammates, whether it's about the wind or about just encouragement. For most people, communication is key, and some people don't like it when you talk to them while they're in shot, but that's also a matter of communication. As long as you just communicate with your teammates, like, this is what I prefer, this is what I need when I'm in the shot, or like, I think that's the way to win team matches.
9、9、
So 231 available to the Mexican team. They have room for manoeuvre. As Daphne Quintero starts the last of the rotations, happy with her efforts here. Five tens and 3 nines for Quintero.
10、10环。
A really impressive showing from Hernandez here. She really seems confident and calm in this finals venue, which is impressive.
Yeah, youngest member of the Mexican team, anchored by Andrea Becerra, who puts it up into the 9 for a 230 victory. A fantastic performance from the Mexican team.